Hello and thank you for joining SP Wood Art. I'm Spiro and I have a fantastic food safe finish to show you today. So I hope you stick around to the end and enjoy the show. I've chosen this spalted wood. It is food safe if you're wondering, and it has been stabilized, and it's good as long as it's been dried properly. For those of you who like to segment, I've chosen this Spectra ply as an example. I've also chosen this stabilized maple burl for alternating grain patterns, along with this stabilized box elder burl, which has a much lighter color, but it does still have alternating grain. I'm using Ruth Niles brand bottle stoppers. They're stainless steel, along with these threaded inserts that come from PSI. Bottle stoppers are great projects that you could use a food safe finish on. I do use several types of finishes on my products, but for a food safe finish, I do like to use like a wax finish, or a wax finish over something like a shellac, which is what I'll be showing in this video. And did I mention I really like making bottle stoppers? They are great sellers for me, especially if you set yourself up in little shops at like wineries. They're fun to make, and you could play around with them and use different colors and different shapes and different forms. If you haven't tried making bottle stoppers, you should definitely give it a try. If you want to watch a more in-depth, detailed video on how to make bottle stoppers, I do have other videos on that topic. I will let this epoxy set up until tomorrow. So, for no reason, I decided to turn from small to large. And because some are small and some are large, I will knock off a few different kinds of shapes and forms. I sanded this box elder burl up to 600 grit, and it's a light colored wood, varying grain, and I'm going to add some food safe paint to it. Also, I'd like to note I'm a little shaky this morning. Perhaps I had a little bit too much coffee. On all four of these bottle stoppers, I am going to add 2 to 3 coats of spray shellac. This is a clear shellac. It's food safe. It goes on quickly. Every 15 minutes I could put another coat on and I don't have to sand in between. I applied 3 coats of the shellac to each of the bottle stoppers. Now there are several ways to apply ACK'S wood paste over the shellac. You can buff the polish later on with, say, a buffing system like this, where you have the wood in your hand and then you're buffing it on the lathe. The other option is to have the wood on the lathe and then you use a buffing wheel in your hand or on a drill, mounted on a drill, to buff it, that way. You can apply each of the pastes with blue shop towels or paper towels, or you can apply each of the pastes with these Scotch-Brite pads, which I like to use too. The gray synthetic pad is about 800 grit and the white is about 1,000. They come in these big sheets and I just cut them up into little squares and they last a long time. I don't use steel wool because it leaves fine little metal particles on everything. I like the consistency of ACK'S wood paste, the sanding sealer and the polish. It goes on very easy and you only need a little bit and it goes a long way. Just as you would do normal sanding, you keep the RPMs on your lathe down to about 500. You don't want to have any kind of heat buildup. And I'll do anywhere from 1 to 3 applications of ACK'S sanding sealer. Depends on how rough the shellac is. Then you'll want to remove any of the sanding sealer. You can do that with the lathe on or off. You can use a towel or paper towels. Then I'll usually apply 2 or 3 coats of ACK'S polish. And this is where you're going to want to buff out that wax. You'll turn up your lathe speed to about 1,000 and you'll heat up that wax and spread it out and make it nice and even. hopefully you can see that nice sheen and it's still nice and glossy. This finish is durable, easy to apply. It's food safe, non-toxic. It feels great to the touch. And Axe pastes, their purity is like second to none. They use pharmaceutical grade extracts and only high-end organic materials or ingredients that they use in the pastes. You can use this finish on a variety of shapes as well, and these small little detailed areas. Like here, I made this little vase with, kind of a top, and it covers evenly even over the end grain. The finish works great over like this piece, the spalted wood, and it worked well over the lighter colored wood and the darker colored wood of the burls. It didn't really change it. The only thing that changed the color of the wood was the shellac that I used. So I hope you can see this on the video. It's a nice even finish even over the end grain, and make sure you throw out your rags in a safe fashion. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little show on Axe Polishing Restoring Paste and Axe Abrasive Sanding Paste. They are two great products. So as always, stay safe in your shop at all times. Thank you for watching. Take care.